Hello and welcome to another Nihongo Gamer video. Today we're going to be seeing new Nintendo 3DS XL in action. I thought I'd do a video where you can actually see the C-Stick in action. It is a bit bigger than the new Nintendo 3DS, so it is going to feel a bit different. And hopefully give you a chance to see some of the gameplay, the 3D blur reduction. Also, just look at this, look how glossy and beautiful that is. It is a little bit fingerprinty because I haven't really wiped it down, but if you actually give it a proper wipe, I think it would actually look quite nice, actually. So let's get straight down to some new Nintendo 3DS XL in action gameplay. Alright, let's jump straight in and see the new Nintendo 3DS XL in action. As you can see, it is the metallic blue version. We did unbox this in a previous video, so if you'd like to see that, check the description below for the link. And without further ado, let's go ahead and switch it on. The power button, as you know, is down here on the bottom. It's taking a while to switch on. Okay, it's on. So this is the first time I've ever switched it on, so it does take a little bit longer than usual. 3D... and drop. Okay, so it is working in 3D, it is checking out where I am. I can move it pretty fast and it doesn't lose track of where my face is, which is pretty good. Okay, all the settings are complete. Let's go ahead and press the home button to go into the main menu. And here we are on the main screen. Nothing too exciting yet. I'm using the slide pad, feels easily as beautiful and smooth as before. There are the obvious design changes on the slide pad, but apart from that, it is the same feel and it plays exactly the same way. It's pretty similar, the screen is the same size, it's the same sort of quality. I can do this with the buttons obviously, and I can make them bigger and smaller like I could before. Let's open up the theme menu. I can still change the themes and I can change the brightness up to level 5. Here we have the automatic brightness. You can turn adaptive brightness on and off. There's energy saver mode, which can also be switched on and off. And of course NFC, because the wireless switch is now gone, we have to select NFC and wireless using this button here. So I can switch wireless off and I can switch wireless back on. Alright, we've finally done a reboot after it's done the system update. Let's press next. It's showing us all the new theme support and all this. It's also showing us some new features in the home menu here. If you don't do the update, you don't have this tool to upload screenshots to the internet using Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. So that's interesting that actually you have to do the system update before you get that menu. Let's go ahead and test the internet browser. Okay, so we've got those orange things attacking our player again. We have to fight them off. We have to expose ourselves to the dangers of the internet by putting our credit card details in. First we have to type in how old we are. On the next screen we actually have to enter what kind of payment we're going to use. So we can use a JCB Japanese credit card, MasterCard, or Visa. Okay, I have put my credit card details in, and as you can see it wants 32 yen with tax. That's tax included. So that's roughly, what, about 30 cents? Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, that's the download done, that's super fast. Great, so we can now go into the browser and actually use it. So this is the normal Nintendo website. Obviously I can scroll up and down using the left stick. I can also zoom in and out with the right stick. As you can see, it is proper analog control. It's not the smoothest analog control in the world, but it is analog, and I can go fast and I can go slow, and yeah, I can, use it to go exactly where I want. It works really, really well, and it is really, really fast. I don't think it's really smooth enough to play FPS games. I'm not close to the idea that a first-person shooter will come out on the 3DS, but I just don't think it would be that easy to control. But not when you compare it to the analog sticks on maybe a home console like the Wii U or something. These buttons on the original XL felt a little different, but the new ones, they feel, I don't know, maybe it's just that my console's a bit older and this one's a bit newer, but it feels, healthy. The buttons feel healthy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it feels nice. Okay, if you want to open a new tab, you can tap the screen like this, or you can also press the start menu. Pressing start will open up the menu as well. Let's go ahead and click on a new tab. And let's go to Google. It's very fast, by the way. The internet browser is significantly more efficient than the previous internet browser, I have to say. Look how fast that is. It's already loaded up YouTube. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and search for our favorite website. Okay, and we found our favorite channel. And you can click on videos like this, press play.
What's in the bag? What's in the bag? Nintendo 3DS LL.
Okay, so it's not as loud as I would like it. The speakers are not much louder than the previous LL.
I just got back from the store and I've got my new Nintendo 3DS.
But it's, it does work. It's just not as loud as I would like it. The quality is very good, by the way.
No one really needs 4 Nintendo 3DS.
Does look very, very sharp.
Nintendo 3DS's
It's sharp enough that you can even read that text there. Obviously it's not HD quality, but it is sharp enough, I think. Alright, I'm quite keen to see how fast the Miiverse is going to load up, so let's click it here. I remember it was pretty slow before, so let's see how fast it loads up. Okay, we're on the loading screen now. Spinning world, so let's just keep going. This has never been as fast as I would like it, and as you can see, we're still loading. But we're in now. Okay, so that's not too bad. It doesn't take too long to load up. Let's go ahead and see if we can't write something in the message board, and let's draw a picture. Draw a smiley face. Woo! Not bad if I say so myself. Loading. It's loading. It's loading. And we're on. Great. Okay, so we have managed to actually put something on the board, and that was pretty fast. I have to say, the experience wasn't too painful, and it didn't take too long, and we're already out. Okay, without further delay, let's go ahead and play Smash Brothers and see how well it plays on the new 3DS XL. Alright, so first we have to update Smash Brothers and do the update, so let's click the download. Okay, so it's a 375 block download. Let's see how fast that is to download on the new Nintendo 3DS XL. And it's starting the download now. Oh, looks pretty fast, Coming up to about halfway now. Alright, coming up to the end of the download now. Great. Okay, so the update is now downloaded. That was nice and swift. Look at that. Okay, so nice big screen, everything you're used to with the previous XL, but now we have this a very important C-stick that we can use in-game as well. So let's go ahead and choose a character. Alright, who's it gonna be? How about Zero Suit Samus? I'm a big fan of Zero Suit Samus at the moment. I like the orange costume. Where is it? There it is. Nice. Alright, let's... Oh, do you see what I did there? I just tried to press start here, but there's no button there. It's on the right now. So let's jump straight in and see how the C-stick works on the new Nintendo 3DS XL. Alright. And I think some people are asking questions like, if I run at the same time, how well does the C-stick work? So I can run, and I can do attacks. That doesn't look like a smash to me, that looks like a running dash attack to me. You can, of course, charge attacks as well, like so. Alright, got him. Whoa, very large. Wow, two of us are large and only Sonic's small. Smash. Good, good, good. This feels good. Oh, I want it to be big a little longer. Alright, feels really, really nice. Easy to control. C-stick is, it's a little strange that it doesn't move. I feel like I would prefer to have a button that actually moved, but, you know, can't have everything. Okay, so not a bad match. I'd managed to win, and the C-stick does work very well. I have to say, I would prefer if it did move. That still does bother me a little bit. I think I could get used to it. Works fine, looks great, plays great, and the C-stick does work. I'm not sure that I'm used to it yet, but yeah, it does work and it feels great. Alright, naturally the next game to test is Monster Hunter 4G, so let's get straight stuck into that. Alright, so running around in Monster Hunter 4 here, you can see it looks just as beautiful as it did on the normal XL, with the added bonus, obviously, of these ZL and ZR buttons. So if I press ZL and ZR, I have set it to Type 2, which means I can move the camera around left and right, which is really, really nice. So I can actually run by pressing this button, R, but I can also press ZR and I can change the camera angle using my index fingers like this. So I don't even have to use the C-stick. Obviously the C-stick is going to be a little easier, it gives me up and down control as well, but if you're in a hurry, it is sometimes nice to just use L and R to just run around and change the camera like this. Obviously the normal buttons work perfectly as well. I can do all my normal attacks. Looks really, really good, works really, really well, and obviously now there's so many ways to change the camera. I can change the camera using this, I can change the camera using this, I can change the camera using this, and I can change the camera using ZL and ZR. So I have so many ways to change the camera, and it's really, really easy, and all I have to do is just run around and enjoy the game now. So nice to have the C-stick though. Obviously, as I've shown in previous videos, actually, the analog control is not that sensitive. Can you see? It's a bit choppy if you do it slowly, but that is just a setting in Monster Hunter. That is not because the analog stick is bad. It's just, in Monster Hunter, you don't really need precise control, you just need it to move left and right. Which is why, to be honest, using ZL and ZR is easily as good in my opinion. So there you have it, Monster Hunter. Looks great, feels great, and I have all these extra buttons which just makes it that much easier to control even without using the C-stick, so that is definitely a bonus. Okay, you may be keen to see how the camera works. Let's go ahead and press L and R and launch the camera app. Alright, as you can see we have the subject set up here. Let's open up the camera and take a picture like so. Yeah, looks pretty good. And actually, if you put it in 3D, it doesn't come up in 3D obviously through the video camera, but if I take this picture here, it looks intensely 3D. It feels like it's here, like it's popping out of the screen. And actually the previous 3DS could do that as well, but because the resolution just looked cleaner, it's the same resolution camera, but just there's less noise in the picture, and that white noise really ruins the 3D effect. Now that the picture is actually clearer and has less of that digital noise and compression, it just feels and looks a bit more 3D, like you can actually touch it, so that is really amazing. Other simple features, like you can use the C-stick to navigate the home screen. I don't think it has any effect in other games. I've tried it in normal 3DS games and it didn't have any effect, but it does work if there was a game that used the slide pad, and in those cases it is exactly the same. Other games don't seem to have any effect, not in my testing so far. Okay, so watching this 3D video that comes with the new Nintendo 3DS XL, and I'm just testing the blur reduction when you move it left and right really quickly, and it's fine. You know what? It looks really good, and you can be quite, you know, you can be fairly rough with it, and it knows, and even if you move too fast, it will still lock in place and know where your face is and compensate for that. And actually I can move my face closer to the screen and further away from the screen, and it still knows where I am. How does it feel in the hands? Well, it's actually really good. First of all, everyone knows how big the XL is anyway, and it feels really nice. But when you're playing, these buttons are just perfectly placed. I can press these with the tips of my fingers, but I can also kind of rest my fingers on the L and R buttons, so I can easily press all 4 buttons just by rotating my fingers like this. It does work extremely well, and I do really like it. Also, just looking at the front of the console, everything is just in exactly the right place. I don't have to turn it around and figure out what volume I'm on. I can see at a glance what kind of volume I've got. I can just turn it up and down with my thumbs like this. I have access to all the analog sticks, all of the D buttons, and I don't have to reach down here for the start and select buttons as well. They're conveniently here on the right, which is just so convenient. So everything is just in a better place than it was before. Also, if you look down here at the headphone jack, it has been moved from here where it was before to the middle, which means that it won't interfere with your palm. If you played your 3DS like this, or you had a long jack cable coming out the side, it will no longer interfere with your palm, which is also a really nice addition to the new 3DS XL. The shape is also a little bit different. It's a bit more sharp. It's a bit sharper here on the side, and I have noticed that it doesn't feel exactly the same as the previous 3DS XL. It is not uncomfortable though. It feels comfortable still, and there's absolutely no problem. It just feels a little boxier than before, but that's also nice. It kind of makes it feel a little bit more professional, and that, look, I've got my fingers all over it, and it's a little bit fingerprinty, but it still looks beautiful. I really have no complaints with the finish. Look at this. I can actually flick out the stylus just using the tip of my finger. I don't have to take my hand off the device really to get it out. This was a good idea. Putting the stylus here is really nice, and I'm completely used to it. I don't feel like it's taking any time for me to get used to it. Like, it's good. I'm used to it now, and it works well. By the way, this stylus feels awesome because it's thicker. It just feels a bit more like a colored pencil or a crayon or something. It just feels nicer to hold than the previous stylus. The previous stylus was a little bit thin and just didn't really have enough girth to it. Feels good. Love the stylus, love the buttons, love the accessibility, I love the sliders, and I love this. I love that I can press the shoulder buttons like this. It's just so perfect, basically. It just feels really good. Okay, that's pretty much all we have time for. I just wanted to show you a brief first look at the new Nintendo 3DS XL in action. I have to say I'm very impressed. It's nice to have a big screen. I think, obviously, if you like the new 3DS with the covers and all that, that's great, but if you need a big screen, this is definitely the one to go for, because the screen is just, the size is just perfect, isn't it, for the XL? And especially if you're playing more at home, you're not really going out and about, and you don't mind carrying a slightly larger device, it is worth it for the larger screen, because it does look really good. Just closing comments, I've got to say, I'm not sure that the C-stick is my favorite way of controlling Super Smash Bros. It does feel good. I just don't know if I'm used to it. Maybe it'll take a little bit more time to get used to it. But the C-Stick does work great for using the camera angles in Monster Hunter. I prefer it for that sort of thing. Gotta say, I didn't know that I was gonna like these buttons, these ZL and ZR buttons so much, but being able to just flex my fingers like this and have access to all 4 buttons is just amazing. I just can't believe how well that worked. It was really, really good. Ergonomically, it is, you know, a great size. It's, you know, you can see my hands. I'm not cramping my hands into a weird position for it to work. Other things I liked were the fact that you can access the 3D slider, the volume slider, all the buttons here. In fact, even start and select are a little bit easier to press. I did have, out of habit, I did try to press the start button here, which was actually a little more difficult than if I had just tried to press it here, but it was much easier to have the placement in this area. And also, just little touches like putting the volume here in the middle just means that it's not gonna get in the way of your palm if you have a long headphone cable. So stuff like that, you know, that makes all the difference. I don't miss the wireless switch at all. I mean, I never really pressed it. In fact, I sometimes just pressed it by accident. And the other thing, last thing, is the stylus. Putting the stylus here in the bottom, it's not that it's really better, but I'm totally used to it now. And the fact that I can just be holding it and just kind of slide it out with my hands there, it just works really, really well, and I don't think there's any problem. Also, the fact that it's nice and thick. Like, it works really well. All in all, I would say it's a very nice upgrade. I don't think it's a necessary upgrade. If you've got an XL, it doesn't have a huge number of features that are going to make it worth buying an entire new console. But if you really like the idea of the C-Stick, if you like the idea of these ZL and ZR buttons, especially if you're a Monster Hunter, or if you want to, again, if you want to play Smash Brothers, and you want to have that access to the C-Stick, it is going to be perfect for that. And I don't know, I think when Smash Brothers comes out on the Wii U, you can use your 3DS as a controller, actually. So it would give you a slight competitive advantage, I think, to have the C-Stick available to you. Just, there's everything to like about it. Shame that it doesn't have cover plates. I would love to have seen cover plates on the larger model as well. Who knows, maybe they'll make a new Nintendo 3DS XL. But if they don't, I mean, I think they probably won't. I think they just use the XL models. They just make limited editions, like they've got the Smash Brothers limited edition coming out in a couple weeks. They've got the Monster Hunter limited edition. You know, I think this is going to be the limited edition console, the one that has all the special covers. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that first look at the new Nintendo 3DS XL. It feels good, it plays great, the buttons are great, and I really, really enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't forget to put them in the comments section below, and until then, just don't forget to comment, subscribe, share the links and all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next video. It actually feels lighter to hold than you're better off just watching video in the browser. It's nice if you want to play your DS games with a larger screen.